The El Paso County Transportation Department is headquartered at 3275 Acres Drive, north of Constitution and west of Mark Scheffel, with support facilities strategically located at other locations throughout the county. DOT and fleet operations are responsible for the maintenance of approximately 2,100 miles of county roads, ranging from little-traveled gravel roads on the eastern plains to heavily traveled suburban thoroughfares and neighborhood streets and cul-de-sacs.
The process we're doing today is where we've patched the deep potholes and now we're going to overlay them with a thin layer of asphalt to try and protect the road, seal it off, and hopefully smooth it up more than what it's the condition that it's in right now, make it safer.
Maintenance is a year-round effort with many miles of roadway and limited resources.
The response time, we get lots of calls. Everybody thinks we can respond all at one time. There's so many potholes throughout the county, we can't respond to each and every one of them immediately. So they're put on a priority list of the most severe gets repaired soonest. And for example, we've had quite a few calls. Myself and the highway manager has run this road along with the foreman. They've determined this road needs fixing and it's a priority, and that's why we're out here today.
The County Department of Transportation is also heavily involved in development services and land use planning. New neighborhoods and new commercial and employment centers frequently require new or better roads, traffic signs, signals, and improved drainage. County DOT has engineers and planners who work alongside development services and developers. And the developers are required to build roads and infrastructure to county standards and to pay fees to support their new developments. Long-range planning for major corridors is a collaborative effort, and citizen input plays an important role. The 2040 Major Transportation Corridors Plan began in neighborhoods.
We're updating our Major Transportation Corridor Plan, and this is the plan that helps guide our transportation needs for the next 30 years. So what we're doing at this point in the process is we're garnering information from our citizens, from citizens across all of El Paso County. We're having 5 public meetings to try and reach everybody in the county. Today we're here in Monument. We've been in Black Forest. We're going to be in Calhan. We have been in Fountain, or actually Security Widefield, and we've also been in Falcon. And what we do is we ask people to come to our meeting and tell us what they think about the roads. So basically what we're doing is asking people to play transportation planner for a day. And at this meeting, we lay out maps of the county and we ask people to place on the map new roads or road expansions. And so they not only get to have the experience of picking out the road, but they put it on the map, they get to see what it looks like and try and figure out how traffic is going to move from one place to another.
When completed and approved by the Board of County Commissioners, it will be a resource and guide to assist in prioritizing our transportation needs throughout the county for the next 30 years. Many of the road improvements you see throughout the county are the result of collaborative efforts involving the voter-approved Pikes Peak Rural Transportation Authority and El Paso County. A major improvement project now nearing completion along South Academy Boulevard is a good example. This project will be a big improvement in both safety and convenience, and it gives traffic coming out of the Fort Carson B Street gate an opportunity to go west for the first time ever. Projects like this one are funded by PPRTA, planned and supervised by El Paso County DOT, and completed by private contractors selected through a competitive bidding process.
We got the call about, I want to say it was about 10:30 last night to be in at midnight. So we've been plowing since midnight last night.
You can't patch potholes and spread asphalt when it's cold and snowing, but that's when County DOT really gets put to the test.
Areas 1s, 2s, and 3s. 1s are your main streets, you know, your busiest roads, I guess you would say. And then your schools and your fire departments. You need to make sure all those are, and I didn't know it was spring break this week. So I was out trying to hurry, getting all the schools done, and then these are like 3s. These are just, this is a 2 because there's a school here. And then like the side streets and all that, they're 3s. So you hit those last. But you always make sure that all your schools are done. Make sure all your major intersections are sanded really good.
During major snow events, county plows are frequently needed to help facilitate medical assistance and rescue efforts. And when the wind blows, it's not uncommon for the plows to be called back to treat dangerous intersections several times before the storm is over.
Our fleet is very old, and that's a very big challenge for us. However, the fleet employees have been working pretty hard, keeping the equipment rolling, and they have done a wonderful job so far, not just this season, but every season.
Fleet is responsible for keeping the county equipment and vehicles running. Budget restraints over the past several years have made it difficult to replace old equipment.
I think it's a 90, I want to say a 95, but I can't remember exactly sure. I'd have to look at my registration. But it's an International, and it's got a, excuse me, got a cat motor in it. I pull a pup with it in the summer.
During the storm event, there are trucks that goes out in the field while they're plowing, such as wiper blades, lights go out, leaking a hydraulic hose, and we get all that fixed in the field. We stock quite a bit of parts, so there are times when the field tech's got to come back in the supply room to get the parts, but we try to get all those fixed in the field. For example, today there were 9 road calls, and all those calls were fixed in the field.
In all, El Paso County DOT is responsible for plowing, patching, resurfacing, and when the time comes, rebuilding 2,100 miles of county-maintained roadway. About half is paved and about half is gravel. There are miles of ditches, sidewalks, curbs, and dozens of bridges and culverts. To support this effort, our fleet department maintains tandem trucks used with plows in the winter and asphalt equipment in the summer. Chip seal and patch equipment is used. There are 2 giant snow blowers for 10-foot drifts or more. Each of them is about 30 years old. There are also 2 water tankers, 3 bucket trucks, a patch truck, plus brooms, tractors with mowers, a storm drain vacuum truck, and assorted other vehicles necessary for the required maintenance of county transportation infrastructure.
I think I've got a good crew out here. The guys are doing the best they can with what we've got. The time frames and stuff on some of this, we know we get a lot of extra calls that people expect us to be responding to their phone call the next day or even that day. We have to set up a priority schedule. We have so many different aspects that we have to take care of each day. Not only potholes, we've got pipe plugged, guardrail that needs repaired, bridges that need repaired. It's all, like I said earlier, the hardest part of the job is the scheduling. We have a set amount of men, and we have to prioritize each job and put the correct men to that job, prioritize the hazards. And that's why the guys are out here today, this is a hazardous road in a couple of places, and we're gonna fix that.
I want the residents to know that when the call comes, we will support our transportation department to the fullest, and to get the roads clear to keep our citizens safe and the traveling public safe.